I wanted to talk a little bit about wow. I wanted to talk wow.
We usually can't whistle that well, but we have a whistle tick now.
Run, bitch! Run!
I would not fake something like this. Maybe I just like the idea of getting attention.
Oh hey, welcome back to my channel. I am in such a good mood today. Let's ruin it. So you guys seem to love these TikTok videos where I dive into specific communities on the app, and I have a stinking feeling that the reason you guys love them is specifically because I destroy a part of my brain live on camera every time I expose myself to them. So you know what? If nothing else, this just shows how much I love you guys and how much I'm willing to give you exactly what you want. We've done the woke white saviors of TikTok. That was a funny one. We've done the fat positivity TikTok. We've done the woke teachers TikTok, detransitioner TikTok. That one was sad. But we have not done a community that apparently is the biggest of them all. I asked you guys on my IG what TikTok community I need to talk about next, and overwhelmingly, I was very taken aback, by the way, you guys said the fake disorder TikTok community. There's a lot to unpack there. And let me tell you, I was not prepared. I'm usually not for these things, but for this one specifically, I was very much not prepared. If you didn't know, I didn't know, but apparently there is a complete epidemic of TikTokers faking mental disorders, mental illnesses for clout and appropriating them as their aesthetic. So much so that articles are being written about it. There's viral compilations of this happening. There's actually a gigantic algorithm on TikTok for this. We're talking billions of views. We're talking people faking Tourette syndrome and then getting caught. We're talking people faking dissociative identity disorder. We're talking high trichopatis. We're talking, girl, people faking ADHD, eating disorders, and it's just this huge thing. And perhaps not surprising, there's a really huge crossover with the kind of person that does this and the kind of person we covered in previous TikTok videos. We're talking colored hair, which used to be cool. Please take it back from the crazies. I miss having colored hair. I used to have colored hair. We're talking the they, thems. We're talking the new gender identity every week. These are also the people faking these mental disorders.
We usually can't whistle that well, but we have a whistle tick now.
But go figure, if you're willing to fake something like being trans for attention, why exactly would faking Tourette's or ADHD or D.I.D be really beneath your moral caliber? There was a huge TikTok influencer named Tics and Roses who was actually exposed for faking Tourette's syndrome. Check her out.
Wow. Eat the burrito. No. One for you. Hey everyone, it's Emerald, and today I'm going to rate my most common tics. The most common one right now is bee-boo. Bee-boo! Like that.
I can't even. So right off the bat, it looks fake to me. I've actually known people throughout the years with Tourette syndrome, and this just looks performative, and I'm not the only person that felt that way. A ton of people were calling her out and saying this seemed performative. It seems like you're timing them, and eventually it actually was exposed from finding older live streams of her where she's talking for an hour straight, where she is not ticking. Her family went on Reddit exposing her for faking having Tourette's. So we're about to dive into objectively the worst TikTok community that I have seen. But before we do, this video is sponsored by me. Yes, it's sponsored by me. So if you follow me on IG, you already know that my new podcast, The Blaire White Project, is launching this Monday, May 23rd on my second channel, which used to be called Blaire Black. It's now called The Blaire White Project. It's going to be video for all the podcasts. You're going to be able to get it on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, every streaming platform that you get podcasts. It's going to be on there. I have worked so hard on this, you guys, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the trailer right now. If you haven't seen it on my IG, I'll put it right here. And let me know what you think in the comments. Is this thing on? For years, people have been asking me, Blaire, when are you starting a podcast? Because A, it's a no-brainer. I never miss an opportunity to run my mouth. And B, I've basically been a guest on all of them. Well, the time has come, and I introduce you to my new podcast, The Blaire White Project. This is going to be a place where I hope to have real, honest, unfiltered conversations with people that I love, maybe even people that I hate, and some of the internet's most notorious and controversial figures. As if I wasn't enough, we're bringing in some more.
I'm not against gay people, but I don't want them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
And if I wouldn't have got to the hospital fast enough, they said, dude, 5 more minutes, you would be dead.
I could literally cry thinking about that.
Yeah, it's just so sad.
But how do you filter out the people in our industry that you don't want to be around?
Let's name names.
You'll be able to catch it coming soon to Spotify, iTunes, Ibble, YouTube, and basically anywhere you get podcasts. And trust me when I say you're not going to want to miss this. This is going to be so goofy.
Yes.
Are we filming? Sickening. So that's that on that. This Monday, May 23rd, is the first episode. There'll be a new episode once every week with a new guest. You can get it on Spotify, Amazon, any streaming platform that you guys use. Please, after you watch this video, go and just follow me on all those platforms because you're not going to want to miss this. I am so excited. But on to the video. I just want to say one thing though. Doing a video like this is obviously tricky because I'm not sitting here accusing every person of faking their mental illness on TikTok. There are actually wonderful influencers that I did see on the app when I was looking at all the fakers for this video, in which I was actually blown away by how open they were about expressing their mental disorders. There are people that obviously did have Tourette's, obviously did have issues, and were very open about it. And I think that's great because I have nothing but empathy and love for people who genuinely do suffer. And I think that people who fake it for an aesthetic because it's part of your e-girl brand or e-boy brand, you're a piece of shit. And there's really not any nicer way I could say that, you know?
Four's a good number. Maybe I'm 4. I don't know. But I'm all live. I know that. And I love unicorns.
The biggest mental disorder that's being faked right now on TikTok to the tune of billions of views is dissociative identity disorder, also known as D.I.D. D.I.D is actually a very controversial disorder in the sense that there are actually experts that go back and forth and disagree on if it even exists or not and to what capacity it does exist. I'm not here to say, I'm not an expert. For a very caricaturized and simplified description of what this disorder looks like, you can think of the movie Split with people having multiple personalities. There are people that claim that they have systems of people within them, more than one person within their body. So you would think that a dramatically rare disorder like DID would make up an equally dramatically small subsection of TikTok, right? Wrong. The hashtag has 1.8 billion views. This is obviously massively disproportionate. It just doesn't add up. And I wish I lived in a world in which this was beneath people, but it's really not. Even more so than any other social media app, the primary currency on TikTok, at least outside of the super vanilla like dancing videos and like, you know, the very mainstream TikTok, the main currency is victimhood and oppression, let's just be honest. The current cultural obsession and fixation with identity also comes into play here because the same people that are listing all of their mental disorders that is almost always self-diagnosed, there's a very good chance that the same people are going to be they, thems, and demigirls, and non-binary, and all these other things. It's just another tool these people use to shield themselves from criticism and to be special, frankly. Not enough people feel special in their lives, and that's very sad, but you don't get a pass to appropriate something that people genuinely suffer with. Nothing's new under the sun, girl. I remember MySpace. I need the old people in the comments to tell me if you remember this. I remember on MySpace, people used to do this thing where they would list all their phobias. Who remembers that? I literally remember people would list phobias in their bios, in their descriptions, saying they have agoraphobia, I don't know, spider phobia, arachnophobia is what it's called. Like just, they would have like 20 different phobias. I'm like, girl, you're scared of everything? It's because they think it's cute. It's because they're aesthetic. It's their aesthetic. It's because not enough people have enough going on in their lives. And by enough, I mean jobs, hobbies, relationships, fulfilling endeavors, that they think that listing mental disorders is giving them a personality. And that's very sad. And this parallels a lot with what I always talk about with the trans trend, for which there absolutely is a trans trend. And I just have to say something really quick. So this is a topic that's been covered by a lot of YouTubers, right? There are so many YouTubers on this website making videos about mental disorder TikTok, fake disorder TikTok. There are articles written about it. There are viral compilations of people, and everyone is in agreement, like, yeah, people are absolutely faking mental disorders on TikTok. But when I say that people are faking being trans for the same reasons, people act like it's just so crazy. Like, how could Blaire say that? How the fuck could Blaire ever think anyone would ever fake being trans for attention or for an aesthetic? Honestly, I don't know how people don't find that more believable than faking something like DID or ADHD or Tourette's syndrome. To me, it's a lot easier to fake being trans than it is faking those things. But yeah, it's just such an inconceivable, irrational take that people might be appropriating being trans for attention and an aesthetic. Silly me. I literally have seen YouTubers cover this and claim people are faking mental disorders, who have also in the past said that I'm a crazy person for saying that people are faking being trans. That makes me want to smash a window. Human beings naturally emulate other human beings, and I believe that's what's happening here. Mental health experts are actually seeing a dramatic rise in people coming in and claiming to have tics, and they are absolutely saying this is coming from TikTok. If you've been alive long enough to observe a lot of humans and just human behavior in general, you kind of just inherently know that. It's the same reason why slang catches on. People start repeating words. It's like, why is everyone suddenly talking the same? It's this weird human effect. If people, particularly teenagers, are deeply enveloped and drawn to these mental disorder algorithms, it's really not that much of a stretch that it's going to affect the way they see themselves, and they may subconsciously, almost a placebo effect, start taking on these disorders. But it's just so f***ed up, and I can only imagine actually having these disorders and then seeing people fake them, appropriate them, use them as an ooh-woo aesthetic, and then you have to sit there and be like, well, that sucks, I actually have it. But you know what? I kind of f***ing relate, because I have to see people appropriating the trans shit all day, every day. It sucks, and I feel for you guys if you're one of those people. I really do. I'm sorry, but there is no logical reason why the overwhelming majority of these people adhere to a specific ideology, which is always, they're always woke. They're always woke. They always also have their pronouns listed. The two go hand in hand. Like, almost none of them lack indicators that they come from that specific political ideology. That's telling just in and of itself. If there really is some huge epidemic of these disorders happening and there's just a huge rise in it, it would exist regardless of politics. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. But what do you know? It's the same thing with trans. Isn't that crazy? I also think that what can't be understated here is that we are coming out of a pandemic, and people have been so alone for years. I think that people are really lacking an identity right now. I think a lot of people, I mean, I didn't do it, but a lot of people really put their life on hold throughout the whole pandemic and just sat in their rooms and were on TikTok. That's why TikTok exploded during the pandemic. And I think people are really lacking personal value and identity, and rather than seeking that out in the form of something healthy, which is fitness, a job, a hobby, relationships, love, like, they're seeking it out in, I have this disorder, here's my list of things that are wrong with me. And that's a very unhealthy mindset. I think that even if you genuinely suffer with a disorder, for which obviously millions and billions of people do, I think that assuming it as part of your identity is less than productive and less than healthy. I think you should see it as a part of you, something that you have to deal with and you have to conquer specifically. But to treat it as some sort of badge of honor, I think that, first of all, it's a telling sign from the ones who are faking it. Of course, it's their badge of honor. It's what they put up as their face. But for people who really do have it, I wouldn't suggest doing that either, having it as sort of like your label. I think labels really are for the birds, honestly. I long for the days, actually, when it was more popular to say, miss me with the labels. Labels. Like, that used to be actually a popular mindset, and I think we all lived in a much healthier time when that was the predominant sort of like outlook on existing on this planet, which was like, spare me the fucking labels. And now it's like, let me list as many labels as possible, even if they don't accurately depict who I am and what I'm going through. And that's disgusting. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. Please subscribe to this channel, as well as my second channel, my podcast channel, The Blaire White Project. There'll be a link somewhere on the screen for you to do that. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And now you can find me on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, everything. I'm on everything now. There's nothing I'm not on. Love you guys. See you in the next video.